Lieutenant John Fernandez is on the way, but let's go at our 8 o'clock news. We're going to go ahead and start in the NMI as very historic, and I mean, this is a huge story. The governor of the CNMI, Tomas, held in contempt. Tomas Manglotnia, he is our regional correspondent covering all things CNMI. Good morning, Tomas.
Good morning, Chris. Yes, yesterday the House committee that is investigating the governor held him in contempt for not showing up to the hearing that he was subpoenaed to appear before them. And yesterday, late in the afternoon, the governor files a lawsuit against that same House committee, basically asking the Superior Court to squash the subpoena. In particular, they cite 4 causes of action for the court to find that the subpoena violates the Commonwealth statute, that enforcement of the subpoena would infringe upon the testimonial immunity conferred by the Commonwealth Constitution, that the subpoena lacks a valid legislative purpose and therefore violates the Constitution, and lastly, they write that the subpoena usurps responsibilities constitutionally delegated to other executive offices and therefore violates the Commonwealth Constitution. Did want to share Governor Ralph Torres's full statement that he released on Facebook early in the morning before the committee met and before we learned of the news of the lawsuit being filed. So here's that full clip.
To my dear people of the Commonwealth, I want to speak to you today about the political attacks that myself and my family have endured unfairly for a long time, and why I will not subject myself as governor to an unfair and unlawful political hearing. Over the course of the past year, we have seen a politically driven House committee conduct a witch hunt on innocent government employees in order to fulfill their political goals. We saw certain elected officials censor people for not answering questions in a way that they want, and even hold people in contempt for not cooperating with their agenda. Last week, on December 7th, my office reached out to the JGO committee in good faith to negotiate a fair and balanced setting to address their questions, which the committee responded the following day. My office exchanged conversations with the JGO committee to discuss a neutral venue with Chairwoman Selena Babalta asking questions and Speaker Edmund Villagomez as the moderator. This event was also to be live streamed for our public to view. Over the weekend, the JGO rejected this proposal, even though it was fair, balanced, and focused on the issues at hand between 2 separate and equal branches of government. When these elected officials took the oath of office in January, the same oath that I took as governor, they swore to faithfully discharge their duties as public servants. However, as we have seen for months, the House JGO committee have used the House chamber not for policy debate or deliberation of important issues, but for political intimidation in order to promote their agenda. Their agenda is simple. The House JGO committee wants to impeach a governor who was elected by the people, but who do they not like? They do not seek to provide solutions to our island's problems, and they have sat on the sidelines throughout this pandemic while throwing rocks at everything we do to keep our people safe. I will not be attending the House JGO committee hearing because the executive branch is a separate and equal branch of government under the Commonwealth Constitution and must be treated equally to the legislative branch. The office of the governor should not be and cannot be subordinated to the legislature, let alone the overreaching acts of an out-of-control committee of the House of Representatives. I do this to protect not only the rights as governor, but to protect the institution of governor under the Constitution, and thus protect future governors from arbitrary overreach by future legislatures. I am asking everyone in our community to ease tension, calm tempers, and help to promote peace in our Commonwealth. I am not perfect, nor do I claim to be, but I am certain that since I started my journey to work for you, the people of the Commonwealth, that I have always had your interests, your safety, and your livelihoods at the forefront of any and every decision I make. I know we are not where we were before the typhoons and COVID-19, but I know we can get there again. Collaboration is our story. It is the story of our Commonwealth. And it is why we are a resilient people. What is needed now is for us to work together. All of us can choose to rise above the political noise and find common ground and shared purpose. We must focus on advancing the interests of the CNMI, safeguarding our people, defeating the pandemic, rebuilding our economy, and upholding the rule of law. Today, I am calling on everyone who calls CNMI home to overcome the politics of the JGO Committee and to work together on solutions for our people. Let us choose to move forward, united for the good of our families, our villages, and our Commonwealth. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless the Northern Mariana Islands. And God bless the Northern Mariana Islands.
And we'll have the full story tonight on Primetime. Wanted to shift gears as the CNMI still remains in its surge of COVID-19. Last night, we got the latest data with regard to case reports. 110 cases have been confirmed positive for COVID-19 from December 12 to December 13. The CNMI's total case count now over 2,000 cases, specifically 2,018 cases since March of last year. The CHCC says the individuals have been isolated and are being actively monitored. It is worthy to note that there have been 884 recoveries. There are now 840 active cases and 12 hospitalizations, 8 of whom are unvaccinated, 4 who are vaccinated, and 3 were discharged from the alternate care site and 1 from the CNMI hospital. Of those 110 cases that were reported last night, 21 were identified on December 12 and 89 were identified on December 13, 53 through contact tracing and 57 through community testing. The CNMI's total COVID-19 vaccination rate is now at 91.6% for 12 years old and older, Chris and Jace. And so we'll have the latest tonight on Primetime with regards to the lawsuit that the governor filed, in addition to the COVID-19 surge here on the CNMI as well.
Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you.
Tomas Manglotnia.